Have you ever thought about what you would do if you were laid off tomorrow? Or have you already been laid off? Well, you might decide to do what you see everyone else on LinkedIn doing, announcing a new certification. It seems like the right move, right? If you think a new certification is your fastest way into the workplace, you might be making a huge mistake. So in this video, I want to show you exactly what helped me land a new role while transitioning companies, and also allowed me to make it to the third round of interviews at Amazon. So what should you focus on if you're looking for a new role? Well, think about it like this. Imagine you had just landed a final round interview for a job that could really change your life. It is the perfect role. It has higher pay, career growth, and opportunity to kind of like work on projects that actually excite you. But there's one big problem. You have a young child at home and your interview is in person and you really need a babysitter fast. So you start looking and you find two options to solve this problem, right? Babysitter A got certified in CPR, first aid. They passed an online course on child safety, but they have no real experience actually taking care of kids. No referrals, no proof that they can actually handle an emergency. Babysitter B, they don't have the formal certifications, but they've been doing babysitting for years. And you looked at their resume and talked to them, and you see that they've handled everything from bedtime tantrums, last minute fevers, and you even see videos of them taking care of kids, keeping them calm, and dealing with just like real situations. So who would you trust with your child? Exactly. This is the same way, hiring managers think when they look for job candidates. So this also applies to your job search. So if you lost your job today, studying for a new certification isn't the answer, right? Unless you have actually applied those skills at your previous role. So if you're going to take an exam, make sure that you have the time to study for this certification, because it takes months and months to study and finally pass. So ask yourself, can your finances withstand months and months of studying? And secondly, do you have the ability to gain the hands-on experience for this new certification that you're studying for? Because here's the key. If you can't apply that knowledge and really show that you have that hands-on experience, unfortunately, you're wasting your time applying for the role, just like babysitter A. Now, if you already have this experience, you've had this experience in your previous role, then absolutely, yes, go ahead, study for the exam, study and pass that certification. It will add value to your resume and your experience. But if you're chasing these certifications without real world experience, you're really not using your time wisely. So let's get into what helped me when I was looking for a new role. When I was looking for a new role before getting my current position, I was very strategic about the jobs I applied for. I specifically searched for roles that required Salesforce CPQ, a skill set where I already had experience and I had the certification to match. This was one of the biggest things that helped get me noticed. There was a need that the company had, and there was a skill set that I was able to display and showcase that I had and show how I can help achieve their goals. I used this very same approach when I applied to Amazon back in 2023. But here's what was interesting about the job description at Amazon. It never specifically mentioned anything about Salesforce CPQ. What they did mention was that they were looking to build out a new quoting system. And I was able to recognize this as an opportunity and highlight my experience because I was able to read through that job description and really determine what they were looking to achieve and what skill sets they were looking for, even though it wasn't spelled out. This approach allowed me to make it all the way to the final rounds of the interview process. And if you know anything about big tech, you know that getting to the final rounds of an interview is extremely difficult milestone to achieve. I wasn't just another applicant with a certification. I positioned myself as someone who could solve their specific problem. So if you're not focused on certifications, like what should you be doing in the meantime? Well, what really matters when you need a job ASAP, it is definitely being selective in the jobs that you apply for. Don't waste your time on every job that you see. Only apply for the roles where you can add the value because you've done it before, so you can do it in this new role. So focusing on any specialized skill, only apply for jobs that specifically mention it. Because the job market is so tough right now, you will stand out by only applying to where you have the edge amongst other applicants. The next item is having detailed examples of your accomplishments. If you haven't been tracking your wins, you have to start now. Because if you don't know what you achieved, how can you communicate that to the next employer? Because they don't know what you've done in your previous role. The next item is networking. I know it sounds cliche. Oh, networking. This is the time to connect with your previous coworkers, your managers, your peers to help you get hired faster. And this includes attending events in your industry. Because if you're not actively meeting people in your field, you're missing out on huge opportunities. Because there could be a position that they know are coming through the pipeline and that just needs to go through approval that you would be great for. But if you have that insight ahead of time, you can prepare, be the first to apply and get more details about what the role actually entails. Because many jobs are not even posted online. If you want to hear the details and my experience of going through the rigorous Amazon interview process and how I was able to take what I learned from that experience and apply the Amazon principles to my current role so you can do the same, be sure to watch my next video.